Hey guys, it's Sarah. Today's video is going to be a palette bingo using my perfect palette. So a couple weeks ago I posted a video curating my perfect palette based on all of my most used eyeshadows in my collection. So either shadows that I'd hit pan on or just my most used shadow from each palette. It was so much fun. I'll link that video below if you missed it. But basically the palette came out to be it was a very Sarah palette. Like it was a lot of muted, rosy pinks and mauves, and then some fun colors and pastels as well. So I got a request to do a palette bingo out of that palette. I'd like to do a palette bingo every month, so I figured this month's palette bingo would be using my perfect palette. I think this will be so much fun. I'm drinking oolong tea out of a wine glass because I didn't have any other clean glasses. Also, it just makes me feel fancy. So I have my list here of all the shadows. They're from all different palettes. I have them numbered 1 through 21. So I'm gonna pull up a random number generator and select 5 shadows to create a look with. So the first number I got is 13. That is from the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean palette. It's the shade Underwater. This shade right here, greenish teal. I love that shade. There's that. All right, next. I got 5, so that is from the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells Quad, and it's the eyelid shade. So it's just that sort of light, shimmery pink color. There's that beautiful color. Those are actually really pretty next to each other too. Next, I got the number 16, so that is MakeupGeek Voltage. That is this duochrome single. It's kind of like a white, yellow, gold. So far, kind of fun. Next I got 8, that is the e.l.f. Long Lasting Lustrous Eyeshadow in Soiree. So it's this single cream shadow, which is actually in my project pan, so this will help us get some use out of this shadow. And then for our 5th and final shade, got the number 18, which is Wait For It by ColourPop. So that is this matte peachy color. So definitely got kind of an interesting mix of shades there. My perfect palette, like the first row of shadows was very cohesive. It was just like a lot of mauves and like dusty rose colors. And then the second row was kind of a mix of some more like colorful shadows. And so I feel like we definitely got kind of a random mix of shades here. They don't necessarily go together super well, but we're gonna figure out a way to use them. Also, I used my Stila Shimmer and Glow in Kitten as a highlight today for the first time, and I don't really like the way it looks. I feel like it's not very blended and it's almost too dark for my skin tone somehow, so I actually really like the shades Voltage and Wait For It together, the peach and like the yellow gold color as a halo eye, but I'm thinking that's probably not what I'm gonna do today because I don't know how I would incorporate the other shades. Okay, well, I'm just gonna start with Wait For It in the crease because that's the only matte shade I have, and gotta put something in the crease. So we'll try that. I'm just gonna do it very lightly so that it's almost more of like a light pink, because I don't necessarily, at least not yet, know how well that's gonna go with the other shades. So I'm just gonna start with a very light dusting of that, just to start out the crease. When the light pink and green got drawn first, I sort of had an image of the pink on the main part of the lid and then it would sort of fade into the green. Should we try that? Or we could do Voltage and fade into the green and then have like the pinks do something else. Ooh, this is hard. Okay, I'm gonna start with the light pink from Wet n Wild just on my lid. Just a soft dusting of that. I'm gonna start, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're just gonna try it. I'm gonna take the dark green in the outer corner. I'm just gonna like pack it in. I'm just gonna use this like small shader brush from Real Techniques. I'm just sort of packing that in the outer third. Then I'm just gonna blend that with a fluffy brush. Actually gonna pick up a little bit more of that peach color. All right, I took it a little too far out over here, so I'm just gonna take some face powder and try to clean that up a little. I'm actually thinking for Soiree, which is that e.l.f. cream shadow, the sort of mauve-y metallic shade, I kind of want to put this in the center of the lid and sort of have like the light pink fade into the deeper pink and then fade into the green. Does that sound like a good idea? I'm just going to take a little bit more of underwater and blend the edge there a little bit. I sort of feel like the peach isn't really showing up, so I kind of want to try to add a little bit more of that just in the crease, like peeking out above the other shades. It's sort of showing up more pink with these colors, but that's fine with me. I guess I'm sort of taking it up here. Basically blowing it out like all the way up to the brow bone. Didn't really intend to do that, but I guess that's just what we're doing. I'm gonna take a little more of this light pink and tap that on the inner third just to redefine that. Like things keep getting lost as I add more colors, but see, now I feel like the e.l.f. Soiree is getting lost. I'm just gonna have to keep adding more and more. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more of e.l.f. Soiree also. So the only shade I haven't used yet is Voltage from MakeupGeek, so I'm gonna just pop that in the inner corner. It's actually one of my favorite inner corner highlight shades. It's so brightening. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna mimic what's on the upper. So I'm gonna take the green first on the outer part. Just like the outer third there. Then e.l.f. Soiree on the inner, or the middle third. And then Wet n Wild, that Wet n Wild pink color on the inner third. I feel like I need to just blend this once and for all. So I think I'm just gonna do some black liquid liner on the top and some mascara, and then we'll pick out a lip. So liner and mascara is on. I used the Jordana cat eyeliner for the winged liner and then the e.l.f. Keep Your Curl mascara. Figured you guys probably didn't need to see me do both of those steps for the thousandth time. But for the lips, I want to bring out the peach because I feel like you can tell that there's peach in this look, but I want to bring it out even more with a peach lip. So I'm going to use this Burt's Bees gloss lip crayon in Santorini Sunrise. It's like a true peach. I really like this lip color. I feel like that might almost be too peachy for this look. Like even that peach colored eyeshadow has a little more pink in it, so I might add a gloss on top of that. Yeah, I think I'll top that with some of Dose of Colors lip gloss in On Repeat. Okay, so kind of messy, to be honest. I feel like I could have been a little cleaner with my application, but overall I don't mind the look. It's definitely an odd mix of colors, but that's not always a bad thing. Like I don't normally think to pair like a green and a purple together. To me, that's just like not really a color combo that ever comes to mind naturally. So I think it turned out pretty given the kind of strange group of colors we got. Going into this, I really thought it was going to be pretty easy because there were a lot of similar colors in my Perfect palette, but we ended up getting kind of a interesting mix of colors. So it was really fun for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you missed the video where I showed my Perfect eyeshadow palette, I will link that below and on the end screen here in just a second. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up so that I know you enjoyed it. And I will talk to you hopefully very soon in my next video. Bye.